Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a very interesting topic to talk about. Today is the topic about how to make your conscious and unconscious friends. Because this is the problem with every client that I have, is when they logically understand what's happening, but subconsciously and unconsciously they have all of these triggers, they trigger them and they just go out of the normal routine, right? Or out of the personality that they want to be. So why that happens, we're going to cover why that happens, why the inner conflict between your logic and your unconscious mind is triggering you to react the way you want, to be angry, to be frustrated, to be depressed, to be anxious, and even to have panic attacks and all the other negative thoughts. Also, we're going to cover the symptoms, and we are going to cover three proven ways how to make your subconscious and conscious work together. When they work together, that's when you receive everything you have ever wanted. So let's begin. Usually, logically, we understand everything. We know about time, we know about history, we know what has to be done in order to get what you want. But unconsciously and subconsciously, you have all of these, programming from the past, from your childhood, that is in a way of your healing, of your understanding, of your success. And because subconsciously and consciously, you have different picture of the world, that's why it creates the conflict. So for example, let's take the job, right? You go to the job that you don't like, you sometimes even hate it, and you don't realize why you wake up being anxious about that job. It's because subconsciously you have a complete different view of that job. Like you don't want to go there. The same happens with panic attacks. When we have panic attacks, logically you understand you shouldn't be doing or you shouldn't be in that dangerous situation. And sometimes dangerous situation is a logical one, and sometimes it's very unreasonable. But anyway, your body responds in a way that views that situation as dangerous. And logically, you are frustrated. You sometimes are mad and angry because you don't understand why you get triggered. For example, with the fear of flying, when you go on a flight, when you go to the airport, you start to get anxious. You start to get, sometimes having a panic attack is a normal reaction for people with fear of flying. You logically understand that this is one of the safest way for traveling, but unconsciously you get these triggers. Being out of control, fear of dying, being anxious that something bad or terrifying is going to happen. So this is why it creates this conflict with the logic and your subconscious mind. When you make those two parts of your mind friends, then they work together towards your dreams, towards what you want, whether it's money, whether it's business, whether it's healing, whether it's emotional stability. What are the symptoms? How can you recognize that you have that conflict between the logic and the subconscious mind? Usually you get frustrated. You get mad, you get frustrated, you get anxious. In many times you might have panic attacks. And when it goes on for many, many years, you might start having a depression. Depression, anxiety, skepticism. Skepticism comes when you are disappointed. You're disappointed that nothing you have ever tried works. Why that happens is because there is this conflict that creates you are logically understanding everything, but unconsciously get triggered. And you really want to heal. All of us want to heal every single problem that we have, any emotional or physical pain. The same, by the way, works with the physical symptoms. When we have physical symptoms, for example, it's an asthma or allergy, or it's a cancer, for example, right? We logically understand that we have that ability to heal. We have that resource in our body to heal, to figure out what it is, but we cannot figure out the root cause. So that creates this conflict, and you get very angry, you get disappointed, and you get skeptical about any other alternative methods of treatment that you might have. I will give you the 3 ways, the best 3 ways, proven ways, how to make your logic and your subconscious mind. And don't forget that subconscious mind is 95% of your life, and only 5% is your logic. That's why we have so much trauma still holding on in our body. That's why we still have so many negative thoughts, overwhelming, overthinking, catastrophizing, because the subconscious mind is so much stronger. And in the battle between the logic and the subconscious mind will always win. However, you can be the boss of your subconscious mind. How to do that? The first proven way is to find the root and the cause of why you have that conflict. Usually it comes from the childhood programming. Whether it's a trauma, whether it's a fear of criticism, whether it's abuse, emotional neglect, emotionally unavailable parents, any other trauma that could happen to you. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's not, but it can create the belief that can affect your whole life. So when you find the root, the cause of the conflict, it makes you be aware of why you have that conflict. So this is one of the proven ways. How can you do that? Different ways of healing. You can start journaling. You can start having hypnosis. You can start going to the psychologist. There are so many ways how to find the root and the cause of your issue. Sometimes people block the memories, so they don't remember what happened to them, which makes it so difficult to find that root cause. But it's still possible. There is still possible to find the limiting belief that is holding you back. Proven step number 2, it's making a decision. Anxiety always comes from indecision. The conflict that you are experiencing in your life, this inner frustration, inner anger, comes from indecision. You haven't made the decision yet. Maybe it's quitting your job. Maybe it's coming out of the toxic relationship. Or it's going to see the counselor, the psychologist, moving to another country, immigration, whatever it is, whatever you have always wanted, but you still hold yourself back from that programming, right? It creates the indecision. You haven't made a choice. And because we believe that we don't have a choice, very often, we cannot make that decision. So when you make a decision, it creates the whole space for healing, the whole space for moving forward in life. So making a decision is very important. It's hard, it's difficult, there are a couple of challenges that come on your way, but once you make it, it's like a weight off your shoulders. The proven step number 3 is reprogramming your brain. Because your brain was programmed a certain way, it's because of the childhood. When you are a child, you are very dependent. You believe you don't have a choice. But you do have. When you are growing up, when you're coming out of the childhood family, childhood home, you are independent. You have a choice, right? So when you have a choice, you can start reprogramming, changing the beliefs that you had from the past. A great example is when a woman doesn't believe in love, right? She just struggles to find that relationship that is loving, kind, supporting, understanding, and everything she has ever wanted. But something comes in her way. Either she finds a person and the person cheats on her, and another relationship that is toxic and abusive, and she keeps falling into the same pattern because she's programmed, and she only sees that kind of relationship as the only thing available because somewhere in her childhood there was a person that behaved the same way, and it's the only way she knows. So starting to reprogram your mind, and it can be done. Affirmations, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. You can listen to meditations, guided meditations, mindfulness, breath work, yoga. All of these things are going to help you reprogram your mind. Your mind is like a computer. It has applications. You can delete the applications that you don't need easily. Or you can reprogram, which is like upgrading your computer to the new level, to the better operating system. You can do that. You believe you cannot, but in reality you can, and people do that, and you can do that as well. So I hope this video is of a great value to you. If you want to contact me for the RTT session, it's an amazing hypnotherapy method that goes to the root, the cause of the problems. My contacts are in the description below. I wish you all the best. Be healthy emotionally and physically. Bye.